Hello there guys, and I'm back with another review from 90 Day Fiance, and this is the tell-all. And in today's review I'm going to be covering Emily and Sasha. So guys, what I'm going to be doing is looking at the questions that I think Shaun should have asked, then looking at the questions she did ask, and then trying to draw some sort of conclusion as to how Emily and Sasha are going to go forward. Just before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm nearly on 20,000 guys. This is unbelievable. I've only been going for about 6 months I think now, maybe 7. And I'm on 20,000 already. Thank you so much. And a big warm special hug from the Ebird to all of those who've already subscribed. And please don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Ebird99. And so without further ado, I give you Emily and Sasha. So in terms of the questions that I wish that Shaun had asked, number 1, which I'm sure everybody's going to concur with, did you cheat on your first wife with your second wife, as your first wife claims? And did you cheat on your second wife with Emily, again as your first wife claims? And there seemed to be a little bit of subterfuge from Sasha as to if that happened or not. The second thing I wanted to know from this tell-all is what was Emily's response to Marsha's revelations, i.e. the revelations that Sasha is selfish, the revelation that he's only with her to get to America, and the third question was really to do with Sasha's flirty demeanour with her mum. Now, not that many people picked up on this, but I really couldn't help but notice that Sasha was giving Emily's mum little winks, and when Emily's mum said, "Oh, I don't eat cereal, I watch my figure," he said, "Oh yes, I can tell." And seriously guys, it was like some sort of carry-on film. And then the final question, which is really the million-dollar question, is the fat shaming stroke gaslighting. I want him to be questioned on gaslighting Emily and fat shaming Emily. Let's see if I get my wishes, shall we? So they were really the 4 things that I hoped were going to be covered. So first up we see Emily talking to production, and she's talking about Sasha and saying that he's finding it super difficult in America. No shit, Sherlock. She says Sasha doesn't know how to navigate American friendships. What, like you did Russian ones, Emily? I didn't see you with a whole heap of friends. I wouldn't worry about Sasha. I think he'll have a very special friend very soon. But in all seriousness, I think that's a little bit much from Emily. As we know, Sasha's about 32, 33. You don't just walk into a new country and make friends with people. I think you normally find friends via work or via shared interests, and so of course it takes a bit of time. And also it's quite weird, even if you find someone that you might like to be friends with, they're already American and settled here, so they have a friendship group. So unless you see them again and again, i.e. you work together, there's no real reason for that person to actually say, come and hang out. But as we know, Emily was only blessed with the 1 brain cell, and it's doing overtime now working out how to lose weight. So when Shaun decides to speak with Emily and Sasha, we have what we always have with Emily and Sasha, these pauses, these times where they think and reflect on the complex questions that Shaun's asking, such as, did you cheat? Sometimes I wake up and I feel just so lucky, and today was one of those days, because today I'm treated to the full spectrum of Emily's thoughts and Emily's thought processes, or lack thereof. So first we're treated to a VT of Marsha, who we remember is Sasha's first wife, and Marsha makes several heady claims. First up, she says that she was with Sasha. Sasha got his next wife pregnant whilst they were still together, and so he came to her and said, "I'd like a divorce, I have somebody else pregnant." Marsha also tells us that his second wife was a really lovely woman, not this crazy person that Sasha has tried to intimate previously, and that when he was with this lovely second wife, he started seeing Emily. And finally she claims that Sasha just wanted to go to America, and that's the only reason he's with Emily. So what does Emily have to say to all of this? I think that Marsha's a very negative person. Marsha is unable to take any responsibility for the breakdown of her marriage. And Sasha helpfully pipes up, I think she doesn't really remember all of the things she do wrong in the marriage. Guys, is that all you've got to all those revelations? Is that what you have? That's actually pathetic. But then we're treated to a rare delight, the thought processes of Robert. And Robert has the intelligence level of a child at kindergarten. He said, I think she'd be a hater. Is that the best you've got, Robert? She's married to someone. She's got a brand new baby. She's been married for 1 year. And this person disappears off with another woman. And she's quite simply a hater. But nobody in the studio, it seems, is really looking at this very clear pattern. And also the astonishing levels of denial from both Emily and Sasha. But then for once Shaun came good, and she actually asked Sasha, was there an overlap? Did you meet Emily when you were still with your second wife? no, yes, no, And then we have a very long and very pregnant pause. Emily looks to the sky. Sasha looks at the floor. You guys, this is body language 101. I'm just waiting for somebody to touch their nose. I met my second wife after we broke up. Okay, Shaun, keep it moving. And she did. She asked, did you meet Emily whilst you were still with your second ex-wife? And it was a very clear question. Did you meet Emily before or after you divorced your second wife? Because if we remember back, Emily said there is papers to prove that they were already divorced. The divorce was going through. No, it wasn't. Let's hear if Sasha agrees with that. And Sasha was silent for ages. And he went, I was still married to my first. I was still married when I met Emily. Sasha, we know. But then Emily pipes up. We didn't begin a romantic relationship until he had split up from his second wife. In fact, I wanted to go out with him and he shot me down. He said no. And then one day he was like, oh, hi, Emily. And apparently their relationship had then broken down. And Sasha did want to know Emily after all. So Emily, let's just get this straight. You tried to crack on to Sasha, who you knew was married with a brand new baby. You tried to crack on to him. He then said no. Then at some indeterminable time later, he said, hi, Emily. And suddenly a relationship was born. Did you not say, unfortunately, Sasha, because you've got a 1-year-old, I think I'll give it a miss. I think I'll pass. You should really work on things with your wife. No, thought not. And Shaun, bless her, she just looks like she's trying to keep up with this crazy tale. Thanks, guys. In trying to tell us a load of lies, you've told us exactly what did happen. Sasha, you're a dirty, filthy cheat. We knew it all along, but now it's definite. And then Shaun decides to ask Sasha, did you make any mistakes, Sasha? And Sasha offers, did I make any mistakes? Maybe. Just maybe, I wasn't the best father to my eldest son. I was, after all, only 23 when we had him. So Sasha, you're openly admitting that you weren't the best father to your first son. You doubled down on that problem by leaving his mum and getting with baby mama number 2. You doubled down on that just when your son probably gets used to baby mama number 2. You then bounce to baby mama number 3. So you decided to subject the son that's already had a hard time to Emily. It's bad enough that you want to be with Emily, nobody else does. But there's more. You then decide to put a couple of continents in between you and your son. Next time you see your son Sasha, just kick him in the bollocks and you'll have a 5-card trick. So according to Emily and Sasha, Emily asked Sasha out first. Sasha said no way. And then later on he said Emily. And he decided he fancied her, and then she discovered he'd actually finished with his wife. And that's how they got together. This is my very first time hearing this tall tale. And it seems to me the brothers Grimm must be back in town. And things don't really seem to be going that well for Emily and Sasha. How can we try and pull this back for them? I know. Welcome Betsy! Shane welcomes Betsy to the screen. And things are set to go from bad to worse for Sasha and Emily. And then we cut to a VT of Sasha telling us all we need to recover Emily. Emily's put on a bit of baby weight, so I need to work with her too now. We need to get her back into shape. And we see him putting Emily through the paces just a few weeks after giving birth by cesarean to giant baby David. And Emily says, I know I need to do this. I know I need to lose this weight because when he starts work, he's going to be around beautiful people all day. And she doesn't want to be worried about who he's looking at the gym. And she wants to be the best version of herself. And guys, whilst watching this, I've only just noticed something. When this VT was taken, which was within a week of them getting to the United States, Emily really wasn't very big. I think she's actually gained weight now. She looks far bigger at the tell-all than she did all those months ago when she first got back to the States. And what does that tell us? That her weight gain is not necessarily to do with baby David. It's far more likely that her weight gain is due to either her eating an American diet or the fact that she's comfort eating. She knows very well Sasha's eye has already started wandering, and I think she's counting down the months until she hits that magic 24 when Sasha is allowed to stay in America all on his own with his green card, sons Emily. And guys, I'm really interested to know what you think about this. Let me know if you think she has put on more weight. If she has, why do do you think that is? I think Sasha is no good for this girl, no good whatsoever. And then we see Emily giving Sasha some cereal for the first time. Sasha, your first bowl of American cereal. Oh, what is this? They call it cereal? But it's not a breakfast actually, it's crappy food. Crappy food, eh, Sasha? Well then it's just right for you. You're a crappy fiance, a crappy husband, a crappy father, a crappy son, and an all-round crappy person. So it seems to me that breakfast cereal would be just perfect for you, Sasha. Just perfect. Guys, I find him so infuriating, I just can't even begin to say. And we're also then treated to the VT of him flirting with Emily's mum, and her giggling like a schoolgirl and a simpleton. And Shane wastes no time getting down to brass tacks. She asks Betsy, do you think that Sasha fat shames Emily? Betsy makes an excellent point. She said, I think that Sasha confuses weight, appearance and health. He doesn't actually care if she's healthy or not. He just wants her to look good. And Sasha said, no. It's my wife. I want to make sure she's healthy. And I want to make sure that she looks healthy. So not no, Sasha. Yes. And then Betsy told Sasha that he was unqualified to give Emily nutritional advice. And Sasha disagreed. He said, I'm a personal trainer and I know about nutrition and I can give Emily advice. And Betsy said, all you know how to do is how to lift the weight. And the truth be told, Betsy, he doesn't even know when to do that because he had her picking up dumbbells when she just had a cesarean. And they didn't realise until the last minute, oh, actually, yeah, that's going to be a problem. So I really don't set out much store on whatever qualifications it is that Sasha has. But Sasha won't let it go. I can give her advice if I want, he tells her. We can all give her advice. In fact, Emily, here's Ebird's advice. In the morning when you wake up, I want you to have a McDonald's big breakfast. And for 11s is, pop down to Dunkin' Donut and grab yourself a donut and a coffee. For luncheon, I think a little bit of KFC is in order. And I'd go for the Double Tower Zinger Burger with fries, gravy and a soup son of popcorn chicken. For tea, why don't you have a Junior Whopper? It is tea after all. And then for supper, it's got to be a Big Mac meal. Supersize it if you don't mind. That's Ebird's advice, Sasha. We can all give advice. Every single one of us. And then Betsy asked Sasha if he got his degree from Google. Strangely enough, he declined to answer. And then we see the damage that these kinds of men can do to women. Because Emily takes over the floor and Emily says, I'm really upset that I'm this size. I can't believe it. I'm finding it really hard to lose the baby weight and I'm depressed all the time and I can't think about anything else. I go to work all day and then when I come home I can't exercise because I want to bond with my baby and then the baby stays up all night and I'm really tired all of the time, but my weight is having a detrimental effect on my relationship. And the whole time Sasha, the little git, is sitting by her going yeah, and agreeing with her instead of saying, which is actually true, let's be real, Emily is not fat. Emily has certainly put weight on. She's very far from being fat. I have no idea what her BMI is, but I'm pretty certain that if she went to the doctor and said, can I get some help with my weight? The doctor would send her away and say, you're actually in the normal range for your height. She's actually not fat. I think that Sasha's put this in her head so much and made little comments all the time and that it's got into Emily's head and Emily's thinking, no, it's me, I'm unhappy with my weight. But I think if it wasn't an issue for Sasha, I don't think it would be as big an issue for Emily. And even Tania felt triggered because Tania piped up and said, you're beautiful, Emily, you're beautiful. And it's very infuriating because I think that Emily has now zoned Betsy out and she says that Betsy's a nosy Parker and she's happy that she's not living with her anymore. And she doesn't seem to be listening to anybody except for this little demon sitting to her left. And he actually said, yeah, I think you should be honest. If you don't like the way somebody looks, just tell them. If I ever put weight on, I go on a diet straight away and I try and lose it. But I know one thing for sure, if my partner said, you're looking a bit big or I don't like the way you look, things would be a whole lot worse. Every time I break that diet, I'd feel a whole lot worse about myself. And Betsy tries to explain to Sasha that diets don't work and that you end up yo-yo dieting and that you need to consider the fact that women's bodies do change over time and it's part of nature. And Sasha cut her off and said, your body will tell you to eat whatever you want and you will get what you deserve. And Betsy finishes up by saying that she doesn't feel as if Sasha respects the legal institution of marriage as a lifetime commitment, and that they're only married because of the green card, and she wants to see what's going to happen in 2 years' time. Don't we all, Betsy? In fact, we don't, because we know what's going to happen. Sasha's going to skip off. But the truth be told, the way that Sasha's treating Emily at the moment, even though Emily's not my favourite person, he's absolutely gaslighting her, and he's absolutely giving her low self-esteem and making her feel bad about herself. But Emily's not having the fact that Sasha's going to leave her in 2 years. And Emily tells us he was working in Moscow with beautiful women at a gym. He had every chance to leave me for the last 3 years and he hasn't done so. That's because he wanted to go to America, Emily. And Sasha pipes up, and these women were rich. Sasha, so what, they were rich? Do you honestly think that Russian women in Moscow will marry down? I know it's possible, but it's not that probable now, is it? You knew you were onto a good gig with Emily, and that's why you latched on. And Shaun asks finally, will you be together forever? And Sasha says, I can see that. So yet again, Sasha does everything in his power not to just say, yes, I love Emily and I will stay with her. He always wants to say, yeah, I can see us being together, or we have the potential to be together, or as long as Emily treats me well, we'll be together. There's always a caveat, and the reason there's always a caveat is because he knows he's going to need that caveat sooner rather than later. So guys, let me know what you think. I think it's pretty clear, we already know what I think. Sasha is a misogynistic fuckface. This is clearly evidenced by the things he's said, and by the things he's written, and by the things he's done, and by the way he behaves. No woman will ever prosper with a guy like Sasha at her side, because he will always undermine her self-confidence. I think this was quite a good display by Shaun, actually. There wasn't anything that I really wanted her to dig into that she didn't. The only thing that was left unspoken was Sasha and his flirty ways with Emily's mum. But all of the other questions that I had right at the top, Shaun did dig into, and I like the way that she asked the questions as well, because she left no wiggle room. She actually said, were you divorced from your second wife when you got together with Emily? So there was no real way for those two to finagle their way out of the question, which is what they usually do. Do you think this was a good job, or do you think there's something else that you would have wanted to ask Sasha? Right, I'm going to go now. I'm going to prep for another video. I've got quite a lot to get through in between now and Saturday. So guys, please put your comments down below, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm closing in on 20,000 subscribers. I'm super excited. And please don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Ebird99. You've been listening to Ebird Online. Ciao for now.